if they're looking to start a career in music, learn the business. Learn the business first, educate yourself, do your research, get into the studio, work your ass off. These days you don't have to sign to a record label, you can just sign to a distribution company and get your shit popping. So to all the young niggas out there, you don't have to always focus on getting a major.
Perception of record labels these days are big corporations that rip off artists and exploit their talents for profit without giving them the money they deserve. And you wouldn't be wrong, or wouldn't be completely right, because based on which side of the story you look at, the answer can go either way. So understanding how record labels work will give you a better understanding to if record labels rip off artists or not, which will be explained in this video. So please like and subscribe. The relationship of a record label and an artist is to create popular music that will sell and make profits for the record label, which give the artist a chance to reach a large audience, and funding to create this popular music with the record label, making sure or taking care of the business side of the art, and everything being bound by a contract. What the record label does exactly is market the music to the mainstream audience by putting the artist's music on popular playlists, TV, radio, and over social media. And they pay for all the recording stages, from the producer, studio sessions, sound engineers, and many more. They also copyright the artist's music, so the intellectual property is protected. There is many more they do behind the scenes, but that's the basics. And they give an artist an advance, which is money given to the artist directly to spend for themselves after signing a contract. And here is how the signing fee is broken down. Now that you have a better understanding of how the relationship works between artists and record labels, I want to go deeper and explain the different contracts artists can find themselves in, and the most common and worst contract one artist can find themselves in, the 360 deal. A 360 deal means the record label will profit off everything the artist does, from shows, merchandise, sponsors, and a good example of this type of contract is the Ambitious Entertainment, made with emtee and many more artists from the label. And how record labels get away from this is by targeting desperate artists who are talented and would do anything to have the financial freedom and success they see in the industry. To sign contracts they don't understand, and another thing record labels do to confuse artists is also buying them expensive gifts like cars and houses to blind them from the debt they're increasing with the record label and millions they're being cheated of. What's being explained is probably general knowledge to music lovers and artists, but why do artists keep signing terrible deals with record labels? We live in a digital era where apps such as TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter can be used to make you go viral in your music too. And it's just about the algorithm being on your side, and you could be an overnight sensation and start seeing a lot of success with your music. So is there a need for record labels still? If you can make it by yourself, look at this chart. This shows that record labels still control the mainstream music scene, and the odds of an independent artist making it on the charts is very hard, and there is a little number of artists who can do that and let alone maintain being in the charts. At the end of the day, the record labels have the resources and experience on how to be mainstream better than any artist, which is why artists will always sign a contract with a record label. The other advantage record labels have is the superstars they have signed that sell the dream that being in a record label brings fame, success, and money, and is why artists always want to sign deals, because their favorite rapper or role model signed and they also want to follow, also blinds artists into signing. Now that artists can't run away from signing deals with record labels, how should artists go forward if they want to become mainstream and still not being cheated out of their money? The simple answer to that is that artists should study every element that goes into making music, and not just going to the studio and recording music, but also to learn the business side of music. So when going to the record labels, they are not clueless about what the record label is truly offering to them, and they can in turn structure their own deals that will benefit them, like only signing a distribution deal with the record label. An artist gets to keep his or her masters. Another important thing is having a legal representation present to explain the fine print of the contract and other things you may not understand on the contract. So record labels are loan sharks in fancy business suits and fancy office buildings that you need to launch your career to the next level. But with the right information to your display and realizing your true value to the record label, you can dominate and become your own boss as a musician and be successful and setting a good example to the next generation.